Today's question is my honest thoughts about living in LA by Cummington. Like, the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So let's into this question in 3, 2, 1.
A lot of people like talk a lot of about living in LA,
Yeah.
and so I've been in LA for 3 years, and I wanted to talk about this
Wow.
because, and obviously this is gonna be biased because like I like living in LA, like I live here, but
Uh,
a lot of people say a lot of bad stuff about LA, and like people say LA is toxic. People like
wow, really?
like clap chasing. It's too expensive. Traffic sucks and all that stuff.
Yep.
But okay, but okay, and first of all, that stuff is everywhere. Like the social stuff, the
Yeah.
people sucking, people being fake or whatever, people trying to like social climb. Okay, like that's
Yeah.
everywhere. That's in like corporate America. That's at McDonald's right now. You know what I mean? That's happening
Yeah.
right now. So like that stuff is everywhere. And second of all, um, this is how I look at living in LA. Okay,
Yeah.
if you are playing, okay, I play a lot of video games, so just bear with me here. Bear with me, okay?
Yeah.
When you play, okay, so you can play a game on easy mode or hard mode,
Yeah.
okay? If you play on easy mode, it's an easy game. It's not hard to beat, and then
Yeah.
when you beat it, like maybe you get like 100 golden coins. Okay, sure. Okay, just bear with me. But when you play the hard mode, it's a lot harder and more difficult.
Yeah.
And at the end, you get a lot more gold coins than the person who did it on easy mode. Okay, so you get better rewards, better loot, better treasure from playing the hard route than playing easy. And that's really how I look at LA is like, yeah, gas is very expensive here, rent is very high,
Yeah.
food is very expensive. Um, a lot of, people are going out and stuff. A lot of temptation is in LA. That's very
Yeah.
real. There's a
Really?
lot of
I didn't know
temptation
that.
in LA. But at the same time, you know, LA and New York are like kind of like the hardest places to like support yourself and like
Yeah.
do your thing, because just the circumstance of living there is like more demanding and more difficult and like requires more resources to do well. But you just get more loot from it,
Yeah.
and I just I just feel strongly about that. Just because I really like LA. And I don't even really know what I think I just wanted to share that analogy with you, honestly. That,
Yeah.
like, everything that's hard has, like, some good payout, usually, hopefully, right? Um, but, yeah, I mean, and especially for someone like myself working in entertainment, I don't know if any other people who are in entertainment do that, but
Yeah.
I've started to say that now. I don't say I don't say. I told somebody that I was a porn star at dinner just randomly. I was like,
Yeah.
I was with my mom on Mother's Day, and I was sitting at a bar, and she was like, "You look familiar. Like, what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a corn star,"
I'm
and
a comp.
she's like,
A
"What
console.
does
A
that
console.
mean?"
A console.
Uh, but yeah, if you're working in entertainment, like, where else? Like in Idaho? Like, I don't know. Oh, and also, here's another great thing about LA is the competition. Like, competition is not bad. It's important to be around people like who are doing what you want to be doing or are
Yeah.
like at a level what you're trying to go to because you get to learn from people. It's not bad that like, I don't know. And obviously you can be someone who because there's also like negative competition in the form where like people aren't happy for your success, right? But like same in college, same in university, you do better on a test than your friend kind of like, snarky with it, or like,
Yeah.
or like, oh, it's like cool kids club, like, yeah, that happens on college campus, that happens in work. like everything that people complain about in LA is
Yeah.
just normal that everyone goes through every day in like other parts of their life. But like in LA,
Yeah.
um,
Los Angeles.
oh, it's just like we're so out of touch out here, and I also say that myself.
Wow,
Like,
really?
it's just like, you're just like more out of because I'm just surrounded by like influencer world, and I love it. I honestly
Yeah.
love it. I think being an influencer is freaking great. It helps so much with everything else that I want to do and like do. But I mean, yeah, I love it. And like I don't want to be like the biggest fish in the room. Like, yeah, I do. That's why I work really hard, but like I never am because I'm just always working on it and like I get to learn from people who just like are
Yeah.
doing great,
Yeah.
people that like you see people and you're like I want that for myself. I see that for
Yeah.
myself. I see myself getting all that money. I see
Yeah.
myself in the nicer cars. I see myself in Uber Black and like
Evil
fancy
black.
dinner expenses. I see myself in movies. And I
Yeah.
just really like that about LA. I really, really appreciate being around people who are like minded because as I've gotten deeper into my career, I also do recognize that, like, as I go more in this one direction, like, other directions don't align with me so much. Like,
Yeah.
there's not really like I'm not super duper close with like a lot of people that I grew up, and I think that's everyone, right? Like everyone, like you're just growing up. So, and this is also me. I'm
Yeah.
22, and I know it's just me growing up and like whatever. Um, but like I can't like I would rather be talking about if you're a football player, you want to talk about football.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to talk about golf unless you're trying to like
Yep.
relax. But like I'm like a football player trying to talk about football. So I don't
Yeah.
get super. Is my lip like no? It's just a shadow. But
Yeah,
I also
that's
catch
so.
myself not being like as interested in like a lot of other stuff. Like when someone's talking about work or something like that. It's just like I don't know. I don't know. I just want to be so deeply immersed in what I do because I know that it makes me better at it. So I just don't
Yeah.
even want to like entertain any other stuff that doesn't align with me super well because I know that that brain power can be allocated elsewhere. And that's how I think about that. And yeah, I've spoken about this, but I never really felt like creative growing up at all. Like until my friend Harry said that like comedy takes creativity, and I was like, oh my god, you're a genius. And shout out Harrison. Love Harrison, but being in LA, it's just like everyone is really creative, and they're more creative than you, and
Yeah.
they're actually doing something about it. Most people,
Yeah.
right? Most people. You would hope. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. And of course, you know, this is just my this is just a guy talking about it, but
Yeah.
I'm very like driven to be successful, so I like being around people who are doing stuff in the field I'm doing it. Like I don't know, like you see people with like dope clothing brands and like huge personal brands and they're starting businesses and they're blah blah blah. And it's just like
Yeah.
cool. I just like that people are hungry. And I think there's a lot of slackers everywhere, but like everywhere there's slackers. But like people who are like dogs, you know what I mean? People who are out in LA just like being dogs, like just running shit, like
Yeah.
um it's just inspiring. So I just feel inspired by like
Wow, really?
all the success around
Yeah.
here around me. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope. And
Really dope.
if you're thinking about moving to LA, like I don't know. My friend Abby always said, and this always stuck with me. I think I tell Abby this, but I always think like he always said like, don't make decisions out of fear, and that's just like so real. And yeah, that's how I feel about that. So
Wow.
if you want to make it happen and like influencer or actor or whatever, like I mean, you could do, you can pretty much be doing this stuff from anywhere, right?
Yeah.
But also LA is LA for a reason. So
Yeah.
there's that. And the weather's great out here as well. I'm from Arizona, so Arizona and Chicago, so like
or the sun
two
up,
very hard
Chicago.
extremes, but California weather is like perfect, and
Yeah,
everyone looks good. Everyone's like cutie pies out here,
yeah,
and yeah, I personally vibe a bit better out here, and like comparing LA to New York, 'cause I did spend some time in New York, and I'm from like I spent the second half of my childhood in Arizona, so I am more like chill, kind of West Coast, need my space, like stuff like that, and LA has that, as opposed to like a New York where it's like live in a shoebox and like it's dirty and like that's that. So that's my opinion. That's my honest thoughts about LA. Yeah, I love you. Thanks for watching,
yeah.
and get this beanie on www.swagnightmare.com. Beanie is now available. I love you. Bye bye.
There was my honest thoughts about living in LA by Cummington. The link to the video will be in the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like. And comment down below if you want to see more reactions like this one. And subscribe if you're new. And click the bell to be notified when I upload. And bye.